Here to do a quick review on the Sony Xperia T3. Now I'm doing this one a bit late, but better late than never because we're giving this one away. And another one actually, so we're giving two away in our end of summer giveaway. So I thought I'd just show off what it is. Somebody might win on this device. And it's essentially their economy line from last year. Sort of a step up from the M series, but doesn't have the waterproofing capabilities that the M series did. But it does remind me very much of the Z3, with the exception of a plastic back versus a solid piece of glass back there in the Z3 or the Z2. Now, everything else, you turn on the device, it looks exactly the same. It has their standard side-scrolling, and I always hate how they organize it automatically, not by alphabet, so you have to go and do it yourself. So change it to alphabetical. Just one of those things. But here's all the apps they also include built into your phone as sort of, if you want to call it bloat or whatever. That's a lot of apps they throw in there, and especially for an economy line phone, doesn't have much space. This guy has, 8 gigs of storage, and once you throw everything in, that's just what we have for storage left. So 8 gigs of storage, and we have about 4.9 left after they take their chunk. So, and I've installed some apps, and it gives me about 3 gigs left. So that's not much, a lot of space. So I think if you're going to include a lot of apps, they should probably give you, or take out some of those apps, and then if you have less space. Anyways, so the device is a 5.3-inch screen, so slightly smaller than, let's say, the G3, but it's because of the bezels, it is slightly bigger than the G3. Here is the Moto G at a 5-inch, so it is slightly larger than that, obviously. So it's a fairly big size screen. It's only a 720p. It's only an 8-megapixel camera, a Snapdragon 4 quad-core processor, 1.4 gig, 1 gig of RAM, and it is only Android 4.4. But again, this is last year's device, so compare what you would have seen last year, would have been pretty good. One thing I don't get why they installed is their AR feature again on this, and every time it's cool to play with the AR feature on a camera. It's just unfortunately that it makes the camera gets so hot, and especially on this one with a smaller processor, it's going to get super hot, and thereby a couple minutes, the next thing you know, this thing will tell me it can't, it has to turn itself off. That's kind of a pain, but anyways, other than that, you could easily fool somebody tell them this was a Z2 or a Z3, because it really, inside the software, if it looks exactly like it, just the specs, how it runs is a little bit different. I find it a little bit slower than where I run other apps, but again, it's last year's model. It handles itself quite well for the most part, but again, just a bit slower. And the one thing is, I was going to say, was that the 2500 milliamp hour battery does make it last long. Yes, I haven't put a SIM card in it, but I really haven't charged it since I first charged it up a few days ago. And I've been playing around with the camera. I've been playing around with different apps, and it's still about 50%. So, I mean, not a lot of use, but still pretty good amount of battery usage for it. So, whoever's going to win this is going to be, decently surprised. So, good luck to everybody, and I'll have a full write-up on the website. Ciao.